This is Joe Crispin, former Penn State and professional basketball player. You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
I think you said that he could have gotten more separation.
There were some technique fundamentals in the receiver that weren't perfect in the 80s. I had to throw in a few points of criticism.
What was it like playing in March Madness? I mean, we have it going on right now.
But playing it was amazing. I mean, like, that's kind of your whole goal is to just be a part of that. It's such a special thing where the whole country is tuning in and anything is really possible, you know.
You know, my optimistic side said, like I said, that we're going to be okay. We just had a bad game. We're probably experimenting a little bit, ran into a good team. So.
If Miami came to our house, we would probably, if anything, win. We wouldn't get blown out.
When you first started playing football, you know, did you always want to play in college?
I was growing up. I was a big baseball guy. Loved baseball. And then 8th grade, I remember I got a call from my uncle, Coach Nagel. He's like, hey, I got the job. And I was just like, all right, I'll play football for you.
You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. It's as honest and as raw as sports talk can be. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
Hey, everybody, this is Greg Garrity.
So Anthony Lottie will punt it away from the 41. Greg Garrity is the deep man for Penn State at the 10-yard line.
Former Penn State receiver and 2016 Big Ten champion. You're listening to the best Penn State Nittany Lion podcast, the Mark Lesko Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome in to another episode of the Mark Lesko Podcast. Joined by Jared Miller. Brett will be joining us soon. Obviously, lost the Orange Bowl. And I'm going to pull up all your comments. I'm sure Notre Dame fans will be letting us hear it. But, yeah, man, we lost. Got out-coached. Unfortunately, to me, that's what it came down to, is James Franklin was out-coached by Marcus Freeman, who is a little bit older than me. I think a little bit older than all of us. So kudos goes to him. Respect goes to their coaching staff, Al Golden, Penn State guy. It came down to coaching, man. It really did, because we're the, as I said, from pretty much June of 24, we're the most talented team in the country, and it doesn't really mean anything if you can't put it on the field and display that on the field. So, yeah, Omid, cost 22. Yeah, in my opinion, Aller blew it, man. When he threw that interception, I said, you blew it, kid. Yeah, I mean, we can't get rid of him, Koss. You know what I mean? But, yeah, yeah, man. He blew it. He totally blew it. You know, at this point in his career, the fact that he's doing stuff like that, that's not good. So, I noticed on other episodes that my audio is a little dim. So I think I need to keep the mic closer to my face. Can you guys see the mic? I usually have it back a little bit. Yeah, so great game. Y'all got a hell of a team, gave us all we could handle. I think he's a Notre Dame fan. Yeah, 47 seconds, 2 timeouts on the ball. The moment was too big for him. Hey, I'll say this, man. Someone who played quarterback for a long time, I played quarterback pretty much my whole life. In my football career, I'll say, minus like a year or two. You never throw the ball back across the field, and he did. It was a horrible throw. But somehow, some way, Penn State let the game get away from them. Look at the bright side. No way in hell. Yeah. Yeah, it's true, Brooklyn, USA. He's not going to the NFL. And, you know, the fact that, and I'm not going to make any excuses. We got out-coached. That's it. Yeah, Bo being here would have helped for sure. 44 is a dude. And number 10, the back, absolutely. Yeah, he must be a Notre Dame fan. Thanks for being respectful. But, yeah, they beat us. Amid Aller had Singleton wide open for a TD at the goal line and splat there at his knees. Yep. Yeah, so, yeah, well, good win, D-Lo G. What is that profile picture? Is that a dog? Okay, that's a dog. I can't remember the name of that dog, the breed of that dog. That is a, I can't remember. But, yeah. Oh, that's his dog. Okay. What breed is that? Yeah, so looks like we lost Jared a little bit, but German Shepherd. Yep, that's what. Okay, German Shepherd. All right, so yeah, we lost. You know, Notre Dame said, "Oh, now I'm by myself." Aller had a bad night. After the first half, I was hoping it wouldn't come down to it being in Aller's hands. Yeah, man. You know, I've said it in the past. You diehard fans, you know who I'm talking about, like Anthony Morelli, Sean Clifford, even Zach Mills. Like when they drop back to pass, you're like, oh God, what's going to happen? That's the feeling I get from Drew Aller when he drops back. I don't know what's going to happen. And to compare it, like Darryl Clark, Michael Robinson, Kerry Collins, Trace McSorley, those guys, when they drop back, even Christian Hackenberg, I mean, when they drop back, like you didn't think like, oh man, like what's going to happen? Like you knew something good could happen from them dropping back and throwing the ball. Drew Aller, you just don't know. Yeah, man, it just sucks. Our O-line played really good. You know, I mean, Aller, Singleton and Catron had a great game. I was thinking about this during the game, dude. Catron, what a name that is. I like that name, Catron. So, yeah, man. I mean, you know, we get that feeling with Riley sometimes too, to be fair. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you do. I wish you the best against Ohio State. You know, I don't know if anybody can beat Ohio State. We'll see. That would really suck if like Ohio State lost tomorrow night. You know, the thing is, man, like I think the best chance that Ohio State has is to lose is to us. No offense to Notre Dame, but if Ohio State loses tomorrow, I'll be really pissed because I know we could beat Texas for sure, but we are beat down, man. Yeah, you guys beat us with your running back not even in, which is insane. But yeah, Jared, what do you think?
Well, first off, I think we need to get the elephant in the room is that, you know, Drew Aller had a devastating game. 12 for 23, 135 yards, and that big interception at the end of that game. That is not a guy that's going to get you to the national championship. Now, could we have gone in spite of that fact because we have Nick Singleton and Catron Allen? Yeah, absolutely, we could have done that. Honestly, there was at a time, I was at the folks' house watching that game with them, and I think we all kind of said, you know, I think Tyler Warren should actually be put in the game as quarterback over Drew at this point because it just seems like there could not be any better upside. I mean, honestly, I don't know what else to say about it, dude. I mean, it's that right there was one of the worst, like, official, like, in terms of him controlling that game, it was awful. I don't know what else to say about it, dude. I did not care for whatever Drew was doing. And yeah, we did have a huge pass interference play that went our way. But if you watch how that ball went down, it was like a yard and a half away from Warren. It wasn't even close to the dude. Like, I'm sorry. There's a lot of things that just went wrong with that game. And the fact that he did not make one completion to a wide receiver all night, that right there is a lot of telling right there. That should be an eye-opener. Like, you cannot have a semifinal game in the national championship and not throw to one of your wide receivers. Not one. Seriously, Wallace the third, Fleming, Clifford. I mean, honestly, I would have just all walked off the dang field if that's how they wanted to treat them. They did not give anything to those guys. Like, I don't know what is about Drew Aller, but yeah, you're a 5-star quarterback, but do you need 5-star receivers in order for you to have that title? Like, you constantly were bringing up the media and everybody was talking about when Drew Aller came, he's 5-star, he's one of the best, names in the entire thing. We had the number 1 pick from, from Ohio, and it was just like, yeah, that's great, but what exactly in a career has it been, honestly, outside of what did we have last year with the bowl game? Like, I forget, like, I'm totally blanking right now on that.
So, what are you talking about?
Last year's bowl game, what did we do last year?
Well, we lost to Ole Miss in the Peach. Drew Aller had a terrible game, but Anthony, thank you for subscribing. D-Lo, have a good night. I'm just addressing some of these comments. Jared, D-Lo, have a great night.
Yeah, buddy, have a good one.
Yeah, congrats on the win. It was poorly thrown, the one you're talking about. Omid said, Mark, I live around a lot of Penn State fans where I live in Florida. We were talking before the game, and they say if no matter what, how he lost, James Franklin should be gone. Yeah, man,
And dude, this is the worst kind of loss. This is the worst kind of loss because, again, you had 10-0 at one point in that game. Now, of course, that excuse me field goal at the end made it a little closer, and then you let them just run down the field in that first opening drive in the second half, tying that game, and then losing that lead, making it 17-10, and then you took momentum back. You took it back yourselves. You actually scored on 2 huge drives, but yeah, one of them was because of that pass interference. That doesn't happen. That doesn't matter. So the fact that it was 24-17 and how much time was left, I think it was like, a little bit of the third? I mean, geez, it was like you could have had the opportunity. Or no, that was like 10 minutes left in the fourth. You could have had the opportunity to shut it all down. And naturally, the turf was just too slippery for number 5 and number 1. I mean, Greathouse has had that, all day long to himself field, spread. And then when he catches the ball, number 1, of course, slipped himself. I mean, oh my God, dude. It's just like there's no way that they can allow that stuff to happen. I know you cannot control turf, but man, that was just devastating.
Yeah, Broken USA said, when Penn State didn't recover the fumble at the end of the first half, it turned the whole GD game around. It shouldn't have, but it did. This wasn't on Franklin. Lost to Ole Miss. This was a combination of how we lost to Ohio State and Oregon. Blew the lead versus OSU and threw a pick at the end versus Oregon. I just left the game. The crowd was electric all night. So tough losing like that. Yeah, Alex was there. Thanks for commenting, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Anthony, who just subscribed. How is this not on James Franklin? His poor clock management in the fourth quarter with the timeouts, waiting till the last minute to use them was bad. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, like Franklin, yeah. I'll just say, Drew Aller blew it. He blew it at the end. When he threw that interception, I said, "You blew it, kid." At this point, I'm 32, so I'm calling these guys kids. I saw this thing the other day. It said, "I'm old enough to call them kids, but I'm not old enough to call them son yet."
So the rule is, I think the rule on that, dude, is like if you're old enough to be that, like, what is it, 16, 17, most people can have kids at that age. It's like if you have that, like if you have that age difference, you can call them son. You can call them kid.
Yeah. So always love listening to you guys. Thanks, Alex. Win or loss. Yeah. But yeah, Brett, we can't hear you, Brett. But as soon as we can hear you,
you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, Heartbroken Brett.
I changed my name for tonight. Shout out to Alex. He's down in Miami. Well, he was celebrating before the game. Now it's going to be a rough night. But
who was?
Alex. He was down. He was at the game.
What was he doing? What was he doing before the game?
Well, no. I mean, he went to the pep rally. He did all the Penn State things right, as a true Penn Stater should. And I do agree with what you said with Drew Aller did blow it at the end, but the reason we lost this game isn't just on him. The defense was bad. The receivers, not one catch by a receiver. Drew tried in the first half, and they weren't open. He was throwing missiles, and the defenders, Notre Dame's defense is very good. We have to give them credit. Kotelnicki had a couple good drives, schemed up some stuff for the tight ends. And the running backs, Nick Singleton played his heart out. Hats off to Nick Singleton. He had the hat trick. He played his freaking ass off, man. Keatron Allen played good. Tyler Warren's an alien. Obviously, he played good. Our linebackers and cornerbacks, failure. Absolute. I don't know if it was Tom Allen's play calling or what. The soft coverage before the end of the half really messed with me. I was getting mad about that. They shouldn't have had 3 points before the end of the half. Should have been 10-0, and that would have been the difference in the game. So many things you can write down. What?
We left at probably, 2 touchdowns on the board?
Yeah, pass.
Because, listen, that one huge play with Nick Singleton. Dude, you are that close to the end zone. How do you not catch that? Like, that right there was the whole start of the thing to me. I was like, you were right there on the goal line, and yes, you do some shovel passes. Like, I don't know who takes over play calling when you are on 1st and goal, but you might as well be bringing in a cross-eyed sloth, that just feels like that's what happens when it takes over on 1st and down. It's just terrible.
Yeah. So the pass was a little low to Nick Singleton, but Nick Singleton's got to catch that, dude. You got to key in. It hits your hands. You got to catch it. That's the rule. That's the rule. If it hits your hands, you need to catch it. That's the way I look at it. Could have been thrown better into his chest, sure, but it wasn't Drew's game. Let's be honest. It wasn't his game. Probably it was his worst game of the playoff, other than the SMU game. But that game was freezing. I don't really take much out of that game offensively. Yeah, you gotta feel bad. I feel bad for Drew, man. I'm a Penn State fan. I root for the kids, as you say. I root for all of them, So my heart breaks for myself and the Penn State fan base, but it also breaks for Drew Aller and the whole team, man. It hurts, They made it this far. They had this game in the bag, man. They had it in the bag the biggest play, like you said, when I jumped on. We're up 24-17. We are on a 14-0 run. Cam Miller slips at the line, wide open touchdown for 54 yards. That doesn't happen.
Longest throw for Notre Dame the whole season. Longest throw and catch.
Yeah, I'll say
this. Jalen Reed's been bad, and then he just slipped. He slipped too. So,
all right. Just so you guys know, if you comment, we will get to your comments. Just be patient.
Yeah, that was pass interference.
Mark, do you agree that? Yeah, I agree with it. Yeah, I mean, the referee. I thought the refs were pretty good. They went both ways. We got a lot of calls. Like
they didn't call one way, so hands to the face on Carter a few times. Nothing, no calls. So the refs were pretty bad overall, but they were kind of.
There was that one time where Carter got thrown to the floor. He had the hands to the face. The guy came down on him. Looked like he was right on his shoulder.
That hands to the face on Zane Durant, man. I don't like that whole penalty because I think it's pretty stupid. But they called it on him. I don't think they should have called that. But
of course, it was at that time of the game.
Do you agree that referee giving Warren that? Yeah, I mean, I agree with that PI call. I do. It was a little ticky-tacky, but I thought it went both ways, most of the night. The Cost 22 is saying, and Cost, thank you for being on here and not Blue White Illustrated. I like Blue White Illustrated, obviously, but I've seen you on there a couple times. I'm glad you're on here. But it hit his knees. I think Cost is saying that
the
drop
pass
by Singleton, it hit his knees. It literally hit his knees. So, I mean,
it hit his hands too.
For sure.
It went in his hands.
It was middle linebacker and deep coverage on receivers so often.
Yeah. Where was Tony Rojas in coverage?
But was
he not out there?
Brett, I said this before you were on. I played quarterback most of my life, minus like 2 years. I started playing when I was like 4 years old, all the way up until I graduated high school. Played quarterback pretty much my whole career, football career, whatever you want to call it. I didn't make it past high school, but you never throw the ball back across the middle, and that's what Drew did. We're going to get into all this. We're going to address everything, but my God, I'm never going to call a Penn State player dumb. I'm never going to call the person themselves dumb, but that was such a dumb thing to do. That was such a terribly dumb thing to do. He
doesn't do it all year, and then he just forced it at the worst time ever.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Thank you for answering my questions. I'm watching you guys as a Miami Hurricanes fan. Oh, as an unbiased fan.
Oh,
I just wanted a good game. Yeah, so I think Anthony was at the game too. But again, Anthony, what is that profile picture? Is that a dog? Is that a Bichon Frise, Anthony? Got a lot of dogs in the chat tonight. Aller, Vance. Aller was horrible. Carter played his ass off with one arm. Really had one wide receiver that could make plays, and we don't. We have no business winning a game without one receiver catch. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like, literally through most of the game,
what
you know
I
who
said,
had the receptions? Tight ends and running backs. We didn't have. Did we even have a reception by a receiver?
no. That's what I said. We had not a single reception from a wide receiver tonight. How can you be in the semifinal for the national championship and not give a wide receiver one freaking ball? I don't get that. That makes no sense to me at all.
He tried. To Harrison Wallace, in the first half, nobody was getting. He threw the dots right on him.
All right, so looking at the stats here.
And they didn't get open at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on.
Allen was horrible because he doesn't have receivers, man. Notre Dame has the best defense in the country, too. So people aren't even looking into that.
I mean, that's a good, fair point.
So you think Notre Dame has the best defense, Drew?
Statistically, they're top 3, yeah. Their cornerbacks are probably better than Ohio State's or on par. Xavier Watts is crazy. Everyone on that defense is very good in the secondary. All of them.
Yeah, that's what Notre Dame fans were saying before the game.
Yeah, and I agree with them on their cornerback plays very good. I mean, obviously, our receivers didn't get a catch. It's not because Drew sucks. It's because the connection overall, it sucked. The whole thing sucked. So it's people putting too much blame on Drew when you got to blame the receivers too, man. They didn't get open at all. That's why Drew's standing there looking for somebody. He's not blind.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, hold on. I'm trying to figure out this freaking layout here. But we're going to get to you guys' comments. But this was – hold on. Let me fix this. Hold on. But, yeah, all right. I'll have to go with that right now so I can pull up the comments. Yeah, so we did – okay, so going through the stats here. One receiver had a reception for -3 yards. That's it. And we'll keep going through the stats here, guys, but it's an Argentinian Mastiff. Okay. Thanks, Anthony. Last play. Yeah.
That was the last play. It didn't even count. Yeah.
And, the offense, man, like the offense, the offensive line did really good. The running game did really good. Man, at the end of the day, to me, in my opinion, we all have our own opinions in life, including everyone on here. It came down to the coaching. We got out-coached. The offensive coordinator, I don't know, man. He's not the guy for me. Defense, you can only do so much. I think they did enough. The offense, once again, lets us down. But Kotelnicki, I think – okay, so Yurcich, he was horrible. He was horrible. He did not mesh with Aller well at all. Kotelnicki, I think the lights were too bright for him. Therefore, your quarterback's the light's going to be too big for your quarterback. Drew Aller is – I don't know what it comes down to, man, but he's a really good quarterback, but when it comes to having this is the term, and this is the term that I've heard on other podcasts. You need nuts and guts as a quarterback, and he doesn't have that. And I don't know if he ever will have that.
He has that.
I disagree. I don't think he does, man. I don't think he does at all.
I mean, he makes the runs necessary. They all come back to receivers. Who's he supposed to throw to?
Dude, at the end of the day, Brett, like it falls on the quarterback.
To throw to who? Tight ends and running backs. That's all he has.
Yeah,
you guys aren't understanding it. Nobody is.
They still could have won the game.
Who?
What?
With who?
He threw the ball to the tight ends and running backs, dude. Like that's all you need.
Yeah, but they could be open on every play because they know that's all we have. So you have to throw it to receivers at some point. Yeah, he did all he could. We have no receivers. We don't.
Can we just say maybe it's a 50-50 thing? Maybe it's Aller and the wide receivers both at the same time.
It's a combination. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. It's not for me. It's not a who he has to throw the ball to. It's just a nuts and guts thing. Like I said,
he talks his shit.
He doesn't have the nuts and guts.
He does.
Well, Brett, you disagree. That's fine, man.
He does.
I just don't think he has the nuts and guts. As I've said in the past, it's when he drops back, dude. Anthony Morelli, Sean Clifford. When he drops back, I don't know what's going to happen. As a fan, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Listen, that last series in the game,
he
when it was
put the nail in the
24 all
coffin with that last throw, man. Like he blew
bad.
the game.
It was bad throw.
That was a horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
At this point in your career, if you're throwing back across the middle, that is quarterback 101. I played quarterback. Okay, like when you throw back across the middle, that's a dumbass move. And I'm not calling him dumb. But that's a dumbass move. Like you don't.
But I'm saying that doesn't have the guts and stuff. Like he was running into people on 15-yard runs, doing everything he could to get first downs. Like you have to look at that. Like that he did everything he could.
I don't think you totally understand what I'm saying, but like
no, it doesn't make any sense. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, how doesn't it? How doesn't it?
Because
make
it
sense?
doesn't. What's he supposed to do when he doesn't have receivers, man? I
will say this. Okay, the interception he threw at the end of the game, like the interception he threw at the end of the game. Who was that to? Do anybody remember who that was to?
It was Amari Evans.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm watching that. Well, I'm saying I'm watching Amari Evans tackle the guy that intercepted the ball because it was like that ball was nowhere near where Evans was. I don't know if Evan missed the route, but man, it just like when it came up to it, it was like that ball was nowhere near that dude.
Drew was about to get sacked. He should have took the sack.
Cost 22 said the receivers weren't open, but then when they were, our 5-star pro-style QB missed them. The only quarterbacks that I know in football in general that can get away with throwing across their body and not throwing an interception are Patrick Mahomes. But that's the thing. They don't do that much either, Anthony. You know, that's what I'm saying. Question throughout the season, did Penn State receivers have the lowest amount of yards of separations between their opponent defensive backs? Probably.
I don't know.
I think it would be.
They've pretty much been cursed with that since Chris Godwin was here. Two things can be right at the same time. It can be Drew, but it can also be the receivers.
It's both, yeah.
Drew plays super careful all game, and then he makes a horrible decision at the worst times.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
Two things can be true.
I agree.
He has the talent, but sometimes lacks the killer instinct. Yeah, what I'm saying in general, he needs receivers, but he doesn't have the nuts and guts. That's
he did it against USC. We were down 20 points or whatever it was, 14 points.
Yeah, and they're a horrible team.
I mean, Notre Dame almost lost to them, so they weren't that bad. They had good skill players. Notre Dame.
Let me ask you a question. So with nuts and guts, Mark, is that a 50-50 thing?
No, not for me. No.
Okay, no, I'm curious. Like,
you either win or you don't, man.
We have different definitions of it. Then, yeah. I mean, there's no.
Okay. No, I'm just saying, like, when you say nuts and guts, is it nuts 50, guts 50? Like, how do you do it? How you doing it all? Like,
that's just a general term, man. Like nuts and guts to get it done. Let's be honest here. Like, you know, at the end of the day, man, on paper, I said it before Brett got on. I said it in like June. We're the most talented team in the country. We are on paper. We are way better than Notre Dame, and we lost. Drew Aller doesn't have the nuts and guts to get it done.
How many people play on offense? 11 players. There you go. There's 11 players, not just one. It's simple math. There's 11 players. Everybody has to do their job. The offensive tackle let up a pass rusher. Drew gets scared. He shouldn't have threw the pick, but it's not like he was sitting there and just threw it with no blitz coming at him. You know what I mean? 11 players take it to win the game. So that's what it comes down to. I stand on it. I already admitted that Drew lost us a game at the end. He did, but there were other factors of that game that made it that close. We should have been up 14-0 at the end of the first half. Let's be honest. We should have been up 14-0. There's so many things that go into the equation.
Vance said Drew plays super careful all game, and then
Yeah, we went over
not.
that.
I'm not here to like bury Drew Aller. The game is not on him. I'm just saying. I already said what I said. You guys know what I said.
Yeah.
You think Skimmy Shrew has the talent, but sometimes lacks the killer instinct and the need to go to receiver. Marcus talked about throwing the football downfield. I just mean in general.
Right, but I'm saying, I kind of am a little bit leaning towards what you're saying, Mark. Not that you are making an absolutely great point, Brett. I totally agree with that wide receiving core between Wallace III, Fleming, and Clifford, and now Evans. I mean, they're names, and they've done great things here and there, but it's like, it's frustrating to know that Tyler Warren is again. You can't just have your tight end be the only thing that matters on your offense when if it's not Nick Singleton or Katron out. I mean, listen, but there are times where I have watched Drew Aller throw that ball, and it just looks so awkward. I'm just saying, it's not consistent. This is the thing. You can be a great quarterback, and he is a great quarterback, but there are a lot of times where I just don't see it consistently. If you're talking about a 5-star quarterback, that should happen maybe one pass every 20 times. And it just seems like it's more 50-50 with them.
He was very inconsistent tonight. Like, it was bad. Like, I was almost like, if we would have had Bo, we would have put him in. But we don't have Bo. And we could have won the game with Bo. Who knows? Maybe
my dad was saying that all game long. He is like, well, I guess that Bro Prabula, that's a huge loss now, isn't it, Penn State? I mean, I heard it all game.
I'll give you an example right now of a quarterback that has nuts and guts. Riley Leonard. He's a quarterback that has nuts and guts. He got it done.
He gets too much credit.
Dude, but we got 2 turnovers on the dude. 2 interceptions on that dude, and they still won that game.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, on paper, man, we are stupidly talented, and we just lost to a guy who transferred from Duke.
Yeah,
that guy has nuts and guts. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we lost to a guy who transferred from South Carolina.
The defensive line knew he was running the ball every time and couldn't stop him. That's on the defensive line sucking ass. They sucked.
Well, at the end of the day, man, hey, at the end of the day, I said what I said. That I'm, like, for example, Patrick Mahomes, okay, always gets it done. I mean, unfortunately for Brett, because he's a Raiders fan, like Big Ben always got it done. Tom Brady always got it done. You talk about nuts and guts, man.
Yeah, they're all in the NFL. It makes perfect sense.
And again, as someone who played football, someone who played football, someone who played quarterback, nuts and guts is when you get scars on your chin, because when you get hit with the crown of a helmet under your chin after you threw a ball, that's nuts and guts. Now, I'm not saying Drew Aller's not tough, but dude, when you have 2 5-star running backs, a freaking elite tight end, a great performing offensive line. Sure, you don't have any receivers. That's fine. I mean, they're still D1 receivers, and you can't win. It comes back on the quarterback, man. Like, at the end of the day, it comes back on the quarterback. Drew.
That's what was, the flow I agree with. Yeah.
Yeah, he blew it. Like,
and
again, this is not all Drew Aller. It's not. We got outcoached. Totally got outcoached. It came down to coaching. That's what it came down to.
And the funny thing about all this is Riley Leonard's going to play in Japan. He's not going to the NFL. Drew Aller will.
He's not. But he just beat us.
That's the funny thing. Dude. He didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. He didn't beat us.
I don't know, man.
I'm not giving credit. Riley Leonard did not beat us, dude. We beat ourselves.
I give the coaching staff credit. I give Notre Dame credit.
Notre Dame? Yeah, they played good. But our defensive failed. The whole third quarter, we didn't score a point. We gave up 10 points in the third quarter, which is supposed to be our best quarter on defense. So,
22 games after leading at half. Drew also had 2 INTs reversed. Yeah, he did. That's why I say it went both ways, man. Like, the refs went both ways. Like, Mark is right. You just hold your breath when he drops back. And this isn't a
terrible back. There's no in between.
This isn't a like, I'm right, Brett's wrong, Jared's wrong. I'm right. Like, no, this is my opinion. Everybody can have their own opinion. Because they are that damn good. Go Irish.
Thanks, Deb.
You guys are going to get blown out by Ohio State, but good win.
Drew presses at the worst time and made super careful underthrows all game. Yeah, see, That's what I don't get, dude. He was like, like, dude, you don't throw back across the middle. Like, I am in like, I'm not in like shock, but I can't believe we lost. Like, at the end of the game, I'm like, am I dreaming right now? Did we literally just lose to Notre Dame? Like, because again, on paper, we're so much better than them. Like, it's crazy, dude. It's wild.
But look at this. Okay, so this is the scenario you had at the end of that game. We got the ball back. They punted it to us. And there was, 2 or 3 plays, and then Drew threw that pass. It is almost like the punt didn't even happen. Yeah. Like, that's insane for you to only take like 15 seconds off that clock and just give it right back. That just seems like that cannot even be allowed in a semifinal game or better. You know, like, even in the playoffs, like anywhere. Like, that just seems like that is horrible play calling, execution. Like, I'm sorry, there's just a lot of things that just go wrong, and it just seems like Penn State just finds new ways to be bad. And I'm sorry, but that also is involved with leadership. I'm not just saying it's all on Drew, but coaching, it's like, how can you allow that stuff to happen where it's like, okay, you're under a minute, and yeah, you have a tie game, you don't want to have to force like overtime or whatever, and you're trying to win. But again, I have to agree with Mark on this, where it's like every single time I watch Drew step back, it just terrifies me that it's like, you're not going to execute.
I don't trust him, man. I don't. Like I said, dude, you put it on paper. This isn't even. Okay. I said last year after we lost to Michigan, I did a podcast by myself. This was before I had Brett as a co-host. This before, well, Jared was on too. But okay, so I said in a podcast by myself. It was like a venting session. It was on a Sunday. I said, if James Franklin doesn't at least appear in a national title in the next 2 years, meaning this year or next year, then I think he needs to go. If you can't win with this much talent, and it all goes to James Franklin in the sense that he got these guys here, but if you can't win with these guys, it's never going to happen, dude.
Here's a thought: if we had Jahan Dotson tonight, we win by 10 points.
Well, here's the thing, Brett. Here's the thing, too, Brett. I'll say this too.
We do.
one final point on that. I don't know why he doesn't do it. James Franklin is a running quarterback coach, and he keeps Sean Clifford instead of freaking Will Levis, which he keeps Drew Aller instead of Bo Prabula. Like, dude, James Franklin is the Michael Jordan of running back coaches or running quarterback coaches. He needs a running quarterback, and he doesn't have one. Like, I don't get it, dude. It started with Christian Hackenberg. Like, if he had a running quarterback, he'd probably have like 3 national titles, dude. But he doesn't keep them. I don't get it. I don't understand. James Franklin and running quarterbacks, it's like peanut butter and jelly, dude. Like, it's perfect fit. You know what I mean? And he doesn't keep them, man. I don't get it. I think he would be way better off with someone who can run the ball and isn't a pocket quarterback. But I don't get it, dude. Like, who did he win with last time? Trace McSorley.
Yep.
He didn't win with Christian Hackenberg. He won a Rose Bowl with Sean Clifford. He wins with running quarterbacks, dude.
They had more wins this year without a running quarterback. They had 13 wins.
What's that?
But was Jahan Dotson a part of that Rose Bowl win with Sean Clifford?
They had 10 wins with Trace McSorley. They had 10 wins.
No, but yeah. Brett, he wasn't on that. He wasn't on that in that game, right, Jahan? He sat.
For what game?
The Rose Bowl one with Clifford.
Jahan Dotson was in the NFL.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he sat, right? He sat for that game, Brett?
He wasn't in that. He was in the NFL. He was in the Washington Commanders. We had Parker Washington, and we had Parker Washington and Mitchell Tinsley, which those receivers alone are 9 times better than everybody we have right now.
All right, look at all the teams in the semifinals. The QBs all made good passes at the crunch time at the end of the game. Drew only did it once against USC. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, nuts and guts, man. You either have it or you don't. Like you
you
either
guys
have it or you don't, man.
still understanding.
I would say Bo Prabiola has nuts and guts. I would say. I think
he didn't play enough. He played. He started half a game.
I think we win tonight. Hey guys, what's up, Illicit? Brett, what? You
can't say hypotheticals, dude. Bo did not play, so we don't know what would have happened.
It's not a hypothetical. I'm saying nuts and guts. Either you have it or you don't.
It's a hypothetical. He played half a game. You can't know if a guy is nuts and guts.
That's not hypothetical.
And plus, nuts and guts is an opinion thing, anyways. It's not a real stat. It's not a stat.
Yeah, like you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Jared, you know what I'm saying?
Sense. It doesn't make sense.
No, but I mean, like
Big Ben has nothing guts. Like, you know,
yeah, absolutely. Listen to the thing. Listen, not to go off script here, but again, you talk about having issues with coaching and having no real understanding of the thing. I'm about to just witness a bad game against the Ravens. I know we're one and done for the Steelers, dude.
Yeah.
That's going to happen easily because, again, you're talking about Russell Wilson, who does not know how to play the style of football that we need to have overall. Like, yeah, this is kind of like what I'm also seeing with Penn State. I don't know, dude. There's a lot of tangibles that have to go into making a great football team. And yeah, like you said, we have a lot of talent, but the one area that needed to be addressed was wide receiving. Like, I understand I understand Tyler Warren is like the greatest tight end we can pretty much ask for at this very moment. Yes, he's Pat Freiermuth, he's Mike Gesicki, all of those guys, Jesse James. Like, I love what we have become as in terms of a tight end school. I mean, we have been starting to grow those guys out. I mean, but like, I don't know. I feel like we've had the Allen Robinsons of the past, and we had also, again, like we had Jahan Dotson. Like, there are a lot of great wide receivers that I remember having that it's just like, we just happen to have guys that could not get it to them. Like, it just seems like there's always that thing that we're always missing.
Yeah. Omid said some QBs just will their team to win, nuts and guts. That's that wasn't
Riley Leonard tonight. We lost the game. He didn't win. He didn't win the game.
He did not win that game for them.
He didn't. But he won.
The team won. He didn't win them the game. Is what I'm saying.
He's the winning QB, dude. That's what I'm saying. He's the leader.
He touches the ball but you're not understanding. He didn't win them the game.
He touches the ball more than anybody in the game.
He did not win them the game. We shot ourselves in the foot and lost the game.
And
what lost the game for us was two slip guys that have fallen on the turf and having one guy just run the ball away from them. Like, two good players know how to freaking stay on their feet, and you can't control the ground underneath you. I mean, that's just unfortunate timing.
That wasn't a typical defense for us.
And I want to say this too. You guys kind of know my demeanor, personality that watch this show, you two guys who join me on the show. At the end of the day, man, this is why I'm not a recruiting guy, okay? And Brett he's very good at it. It's just not my interest.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we have so many talented players that James Franklin has brought to this program. All credit goes to him for that. At the end of the day, if you can't win with that, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter if we have receivers. We could have freaking Michael Irvin, Antonio Brown, and Megatron at receiver for Penn State. It's an excuse. It's an excuse at the end of the day. Saying Drew Aller didn't have receivers, that's why we lost, it's bullshit. It's an excuse. And I'm not saying it to you, Brett, or anybody.
It's not
to
an
any
excuse.
Of you guys listening.
It's part of the team.
Dude.
It's 3 players out of 11. 3 players out of 11 that you don't have. So you're playing with 8 players on offense. Think about it.
You either win or you don't. 11. You either win or you
8
don't.
8 players versus 11. It makes perfect sense. If you're not understanding it, it's simple math. 8 versus 11. There you go.
You either win or you don't.
Simple math. Simple math. Simple math.
Well, okay, can you do me a favor? Like, can you look up the numbers for the wide receiving, like for Notre Dame? Like, I know Great House had like almost 100 yards receiving or something like that, but was there anybody else having any kind of game? Was there any other receiver for Notre Dame having a great game?
A couple catches. That's it.
Right.
Dude.
You take away Great House's numbers. I mean, with the Riley, like, he doesn't have anyone to throw to.
Dude, that's always been James Franklin's thing. Like, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. It's never going to happen, man. It's an excuse. Like,
I don't see how that's an excuse. You need receivers on a team. Well, you need receivers on the team, dude. I don't understand.
Brett,
it's uncomprehendable. I don't understand.
Some QBs just will their team to win, nuts and guts. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Some QBs have receivers and some don't. It's simple math.
He has enough talent around him, dude. If you can't win, so you don't have receivers. You have Luke Reynolds and Tyler Warren as your tight ends, and you have two running backs, and you still can't win. Are you kidding me right now?
He threw them the ball.
You need a receiver
he
for
did
that?
throw them the ball. I will agree with that.
Warren had 85 yards.
For that, dude. You don't need receivers for that. You have enough.
You're just making an excuse for why we lost. I mean, I
don't.
Yeah,
no,
saying
I'm not making
excuse to not have receivers is just doesn't make any sense. Like I said, there's 11 players on offense, and if you don't have 3, you're playing with 8 players, dude. You can't beat a team with 11 players if you have 8. I don't understand how it's not comprehensible.
I think you guys know what I'm saying, but
right now I don't get what you're saying, dude. But let me tell you this: throwing 135 total yards. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you got to get those balls to those wide receivers. Like, that's how that works. I mean, with a wide receiver position, the quarterback has to get the ball to them. They cannot will that ball to themselves. Like,
he still has
my whole argument.
He still has D1 receivers out there at the end of the day, man. Like, there's always an excuse.
They're not
I'm not saying that to you, Brett.
They're
it's
not
always
good.
An excuse for Penn State. It's always an excuse for Penn State. Always an excuse.
It's a true fact. Like, it's literally a fact. It's been a problem for 2 years now, maybe 3 years.
Next year, when we have these 2 guys from the portal,
we'll have to see if they're good. Yeah, hopefully they're good.
To another big team.
Then it's a problem. Yeah, but right now it's a different story because we don't have them. If the guy from Troy and the guy from USC work out next year, and then we still lose a big game, then that's on coaching. That's on whoever messed it up.
It's never going to happen, dude. Like, it's never going to happen.
I mean, we'll see. You can't predict the future. we were this close to going to a national championship tonight. This close. It wasn't. We got blown out by a good team we did in the past. We were this close. Yeah, they're ranked in the top 4. They're a top 5 team.
I mean, all the credit goes to Notre Dame, but we just lost to Notre Dame, man. Like, come on.
Their defense played very well. Give them credit.
All right, it's not that.
I know you don't think Notre Dame's good, but they're good.
Yeah. Okay, so again, this isn't like a you're right, you're wrong thing, but Koss agrees with me. It's not confusing. 2-star McSorley with nuts and guts won 10 games versus 5-star Aller.
He was not a 2-star. McSorley was not a 2-star.
True, but the Notre Dame also didn't lose them the game. Sometimes not losing is the win. Also didn't lose them the game. Honestly, I don't like the loss, but with the new OC and DC, we have a good outlook for last year. And yes, agree.
We're building. We're getting better. I mean, we're better than we were last year. You got without receivers, we did it.
Like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to come on here and give my thoughts. Brett's going to come in here and give his thoughts. Brett's an optimist, and that's how most people should be. I've said that before. But to me, like, saying we don't have this, we don't have that, it's an excuse. It's never going to happen, man. I don't think we're ever going to. They just lost to Notre Dame. Dude, I wouldn't even consider this a big game. I wouldn't.
I mean, Notre Dame was in the semifinal. They're a top 5 team, and it's a big game. Notre Dame just won 13 games in a row, dude. So,
Jared, what do you have to say?
I mean, I totally get where you're coming from, Mark. I really, truly do. I mean, I think that in the end, what you had in the last decade or so between Trace McSorley and Sean Clifford and now Drew Aller, I don't know. I feel like I looked at what we had with guys like Trace McSorley and Sean Clifford, but then it's like Drew Aller. It never seems like it matches up. I mean, yeah, Tyler Warren is just a huge surprise. Like, I mean, he's been with the team now for 4 years. And last year, he had a good numbers, but he didn't have anywhere near this. Like, he all of a sudden broke out in his senior year and just showed up. Dude, think about if we didn't have him this year doing what he's doing, like, we would have absolutely nothing. We probably wouldn't be in the playoffs right now if it wasn't for a guy like Tyler Warren.
Drew Aller's progressed, obviously, and Nick Singleton tonight made up for all the past 2 years where he didn't do anything except for his freshman year. But then at the end of the game, he throws that stupid play. Now, Darryl Clark did it. Trace McSorley did it. But, you know, you keep going, Jared.
Right. I just know that, again, I too totally get where you're coming from, Mark, when it comes to the whole nuts and guts thing. I totally get where that comes from. But again, I know that wide receivers have been things that I've been talking about. And I mean, we always bring up, like, what is the thing we're missing? And I know that in the back of my head, it's just like Wallace III, Fleming, and Evans, and Clifford. It's like, yeah, they've had good passing plays here and there. I mean, the USC game was like one of the bigger moments for Fleming. And I hear about a couple things from guys like Evans. He had great games overall this year, but it's like the biggest game of the year for you to go to the national championship. And it's no one can get open. Like, I get it. Defensively, Notre Dame was prepared. I totally get that they made adjustments. Like, they did everything they were supposed to tonight. They didn't miss a beat. You know, the only thing they did wrong was the 2 turnovers that they gave us. And it's like we didn't capitalize on it because, again, they can't get open. You're asking Tyler Warren to basically be every position out there. It's almost impossible for that to go down.
That's what I'm saying. Tyler Warren's the whole offense, dude. That's what I'm saying.
If it's not Singleton and Allen, if it's not Singleton and Allen, right?
1,200 yards receiving. 1,280.
All right, so this is like my final comparison, and to kind of hammer home what I'm trying to say. Okay. Jonah Carter, when he came to Penn State, he was a 3-star linebacker, and he almost won the Heisman Trophy at running back. All right.
Yep.
Joe Paterno could coach football. All right. Joe Paterno had more nuts and guts than all of us combined.
He probably invented it.
Including everyone in the chat. All right. It comes down to coaching, man. What it's going to take for James Franklin to win a national title or appear in one is he needs to have talent at every position, and they need to get lucky. That's how he's going to appear and win a national title. They're not going to win because of coaching. He got outcoached by Marcus Freeman. They got outcoached tonight. Al Golden, a Penn State guy, love him. Good for you. I hope you win the national title, Al Golden, because you freaking deserve it. You've had a up and down roller coaster career. That's what James Franklin needs to win a national title. Joe could go to Walmart, pick out 22 guys, and probably compete for a Big Ten title. James Franklin needs 5-star guys across the board to even have a shot. That's the difference between James Franklin and Joe Paterno. And, you know, I know at the end of the day, man, that it doesn't matter who he has on his team. He either has to be lucky or have a ton of 5-star guys. James Franklin has one of the most talented teams probably to ever play college football. He has the most talented team to ever play at Penn State. And he can't beat Notre Dame, who has Riley Leonard as their quarterback and a backup running back. It's crazy. Like,
the starter played the whole time.
It's crazy.
And we have three 5-star players right now, and the starter running back played for Notre Dame the whole time. He didn't even look injured. He was supposed to be injured, but he jumped over Kobe King like it was nothing, like 40 feet in the air. You saw that? That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I did. That was
Cost 22 said Franklin has to put it all together. McSorley didn't have an O-line, but had receivers. Yeah. Now we have a good O-line and no receivers. Elite teams put it all together. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, how does Penn State University not have one NFL caliber receiver? They don't.
Chris Godwin, he got hurt.
By the way,
he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Huh? No, he's saying on the team right now. By the way, where is Fleming? What's he been doing?
Run blocking. That's all they put him in for.
22 guys from Walmart. Yeah. Well, to be fair, Franklin, we hired him because of what he did at Vanderbilt. Yeah. Dude, if you took let me think. Okay, say you put Marcus Freeman as the head coach and you let James Franklin recruit. Holy crap.
I don't think James Franklin lost us this game.
Don't
If
forget
we're being
half
truly
Notre
honest here,
Dame O-line was out too.
I don't
Yeah,
think Franklin
dude,
lost
we
us
just
this
lost
game.
to a team that we had no business losing to.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think Al Golden, like you said, he outcoached Tom Allen. Tom Allen shit the bed tonight completely. The players shit the bed.
Yeah,
Our
I've tried
defense,
a lot of this about defensive coordinating. Honestly, that's true.
we're known for defense. We let up 27 points. Our offense did enough to win, and our defense did not help us. Our defense is supposed to help us. That's what Penn State is built on. And they let Ohio State score 20. They let Notre Dame score 27. Does that sound wrong? It sounds wrong to me.
You said the offense did enough?
Yeah, they scored 24 points. We let Ohio State score 20. How did we let Notre Dame score 27? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the offense did enough. It wasn't a good offensive performance, but the run game was great. It did enough to win. We shouldn't have been in the situation we were in. The defense should not have gave out, what was it, 17 unanswered points to begin with. 17 unanswered. Then we score. Then they score again. The freaking cat and mouse game, man, shouldn't have happened.
I was gonna send Joe the link to come on tonight if we won, because he probably would have been in the confetti, but we didn't. So
yeah. That pass was bad. Still should have been caught. I agree. It's the hands.
This offseason, everyone, I'm going to have some of you guys call in / hop into the show. Some of you diehards like Joe and Vance and Illicit. Omid, you're becoming a diehard. We appreciate all your comments. He's got a point. We gave up 27 points. Yeah. Hey, yeah. I don't have Brett on here because I like the guy. I like the way his hair looks or something. Like he knows his shit.
I don't like it. I don't like how it works. That's why I'm wearing a hat. I don't like it.
But yeah, I know Brett has a point. Yes, obviously he usually does.
We all have points. I agree with pretty much. We all have certain things that we agree on, certain things we don't agree on. Drew Aller lost us the game. Our defense lost us the game. A lot of things lost us the game today.
100%. At the end of the day, man, like Brett's an optimist. That's how he is. Like
I want to root for the team. I love Penn State.
I love it. That's how you that's how you should be. Me?
Yeah.
I wish I was more optimistic. I'd probably be healthier if I was mentally.
Look at my name. This is my new name until 2025 season starts. Heartbroken Brett.
All right. Oh, Jared Allen's back. What's up, Jared? Jared Allen. Josh Allen's brother is back. He's related to Tom Allen, Jared Allen, Josh Allen. He's related to Josh Allen, Tom Allen, and Jared Allen. Jared Allen, remember Jared Allen, the elite defensive end? Allen is bad footwork, bad accuracy on easy throws, and most importantly, a complete head case who can't perform well at all against top teams. Review his stats all these last 3 games. Yeah, he's never beat a big team. No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't yet.
Allen said in the press conference the end he was trying to throw the ball at Evan's feet and let it go and should have thrown it away. Oh, Aller said, okay.
Aller, yeah.
2 to 3
happened.
Yeah, Joe said literally 2/3. That's another thing, man. Like we had home field advantage.
No, we did, yeah. So the play that Drew threw the pick on, the one thing that Drew is good at, I'll give him credit. He was looking to the left. He was looking for somebody, and then he saw he was getting rushed, and then he looks right over. So Amari Evans, he wasn't looking at it all, and then he just looks over at the last second and throws it, and yeah, he shouldn't have threw it. He should have threw it away.
Like I said, at the end of the day,
stay him down. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, man, like on our defense, they did so much. Like they had turnovers. Like they always give our offense so many opportunities.
They created turnovers, but then let up huge plays that shouldn't have happened, man.
Like dude, Riley Leonard, like he is. I mean, he's
a salamander. He's a slippery salamander. He'll be just about to get tackled and then
wife had a baby, so been trying to get some sleep. And after this show by Aller, I'll need several days. Yeah, Jared. Someone else in our comments had a baby. Was it you? Was it you that had a baby recently?
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
would, Jim.
Brett's my new co-host, Jared. I'm sure you've been tuning in, but Brett is my new co-host. Mike in North Carolina put is that a 3-leaf clover?
Yeah, stop fighting.
You're gonna need a 4-leaf clover against Ohio State. I'll say that.
6-leaf clover.
Yes, baby girl. Nice. Got a baby girl. Congratulations, Jared Allen.
Bud.
As I said, Jared Allen is the Bills quarterback's brother. He's also related to Jared Allen, number 69, and Tom Allen. So you got a big family, Jared. This is what I was going to put up. I may as well put it up, just to, why not? Not like I have any control over the game. But I was going to put this up. Most delusional fan bases in sports. First is Notre Dame, and second is Ohio State.
I like the Crown.
I do like the Crown.
And I actually had a little Irishman with a Penn State hat on for the bottom left, but they lost, so I had to change it. But Ohio State, you're still the most delusional fans in football. So good job on that.
I think Notre Dame might be more delusional, man. They were saying Notre Dame by 14 the whole pregame and then barely won the shit. So, like, hats off to you guys. Or Notre Dame by 1 million, but okay, that worked out for you.
That part of it they are delusional about, but they won. So,
No, they won. Yeah, I commented back on some people.
Yeah,
I said
no one here is not giving Notre Dame credit. Like I give the coaches credit for what they have on the field, man, because we are way more talented than oh my God, it's not even close, dude. It's not even close. Yeah, we got like 13 inches of snow. Holy crap. So far here, I slipped and fell on ice, re-injuring my shoulder and neck. I had surgery on, so I'm on from here.
Oh.
Jeez, dude, where are you from?
Yeah, boy. Sounds like Buffalo.
Hey, I think he is from Buffalo. Seriously, what the F do we do with this wide receiver room? 0 catches. Yeah, that was horrendous.
Horrendous.
Our DB slipping reminded me of the Ohio State DB slipping versus Georgia in the college football player. Yeah, I remember that. But yeah. Hey, you know what?
To see it, man.
Notre Dame got very lucky. Like they got Cam Miller.
That play alone.
Cam Miller, probably our most decorated defensive back, slips and he's wide open, and then who was
Jalen Reed.
That
Jalen Reed, man,
couldn't get him down. But all right, yeah, they
got. You got to make that tackle.
They won, but they got lucky in some aspects of the game. 100%. I'd honestly trade Aller for Howard. Well, you would need to bring the head coach with you too, dude, because we'd be screwed if we had Howard at quarterback with James Franklin. That's for sure. I'd honestly trade Aller for Howard. Tennessee, Miami are pretty delusional.
Miami's very delusional.
Yep.
They were saying they were making a natty all year and letting up 45 points a game to Syracuse and freaking Georgia Tech and
Illicit's in the West Virginia border. He's in that tri-state area.
Oh,
by the way, one time, I'm going to tell you guys a story real quick. So I drove to Miami, Florida one time straight, didn't stop. It took me like 25 hours, didn't stop. Then when I came back, I didn't stop. And there was at one point when I came through I think it must be Virginia, West Virginia, and I think it's West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania borders. You drive through 3 states in like 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So I did that because I looked the map. It was like Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, like all in like 10 seconds. I'm like, holy crap, I just drove through 3 borders in like 10 seconds. But yeah. But yeah, that's why you have a lot of snow, Illicit. And Illicit, Illicit said Illicit, you're older than us, I think, but aren't you a Penn State alumni? I feel so bad for my one friend who went to the game and is now 0-7 in bowl games in person.
Oh, that 2017 Rose Bowl.
2018 Citrus Bowl, and now this. Yeah, he went to the Kentucky game. You guys did have more healthy talent tonight, but Freeman, Franklin, and Leonard Aller, and don't forget your boy Al Golden. His halftime adjustments were key. Yeah, man. We got out-coached by a Joe Paterno talent, man, at the end of the day. And don't you Ohio State fans forget who your defensive line coach is and where he came from and who made him who he is. Joe Paterno. So,
and that was a filthy move of him. He could have went to any other team and he said Ohio State, which is
true.
And then he's had like he's had like 5 first-round defensive linemen since he's gone to Ohio State. And then you got so you got Larry Johnson, and then you've got Urban Meyer, who was his protege, Joe Paterno. So you Ohio State fans owe a lot to Penn State. I'll just say that. You guys have more healthy talent tonight, but Franklin and Leonard, Aller, and don't forget, our defense is going to take a step back next year. Yeah.
It's true.
Jared Allen, you need to start coming on here more often.
Yeah, I was going to say you're making great points, man.
Good grief. I haven't seen you in a hot minute.
That's why this year was the year if we could do it because of the defensive line depth. But
dude, okay, so at the end of the day, man, like we just lost to Notre Dame and we didn't make the national title. Like that really sucks.
It sucks, yeah.
Like it really sucks.
Yeah.
Like damn. Dude.
The team put it all out on the line. It didn't work out the way we wanted to. We could have had that game in the bag, and we made some mistakes. They made mistakes. They just happened to kick a few. I'll tell you what, the freaking unsportsmanlike or whatever on Zane, that was the worst timing for that. Like, let's say we stop that doesn't happen. We stop them, and they can't even kick a field goal. It's too far. We're going to overtime. Like, so many small critical things, man. You know. It sucks. It is what it is, but it sucks.
Well, dudes, I mean, this is
Joe said
our first chance to get a national championship since 1986. I wasn't even born yet. Mark, you weren't even a thought, and Brett, you probably weren't even a thought either. I mean, you're talking to the guys who are doing this hosting. It's like we have yet to see a national championship. And I know there's a lot of people, there's a good percentage of us who are around this age who it's like, yeah, it'd be nice if we were to actually see one in our lifetimes. But we're just kind of clinging to being, good enough to get there, but not long enough to stay. I mean, it's like, thanks for the party invite, but it's like, I guess I got to get home around 11 when everyone's going to be there till 2. It's like that just seems like we're just not cool enough to stay at the party long enough. It's tough. It is.
The fact that we let Notre Dame score 3 points in the first half and 24 in the second, I can't get over that.
Yep.
That's pathetic.
I can't get over it.
That's not like us at all, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The defense wasn't playing Penn State defense, man.
Dude,
the offense scored enough.
At the end of the day, man, like regardless of who you are as a Penn State fan, the fact that we just lost to Notre Dame to go to the national title, like, my God, like that is so bad.
Well,
so bad.
It's a blue blood matchup.
I mean, just think about it, man. Like all the talent we have, and we just lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now?
They have a really good defense, man.
How old is James Franklin?
55 or something.
I would say I think he was born early 70s, so I'd like to think that's 50, 55.
So he just lost to a 38-year-old.
Yeah, he did. But it wasn't the coaching that lost us the game. Like I already discussed, it wasn't. Drew threw that pick. Shouldn't have happened.
You don't think the coaching lost the game?
The coaching didn't lose us the game. The defensive coaching part probably did. The offense
I think it came down to the coaching, man.
Okay, so if you did a pie chart right now, for percentage, where would you put coaching in terms of why we lost? Like what percentage would you put for the pie chart?
I think it came down to the coaching. That's why we lost. That's my opinion.
James Franklin.
More than one thing. I know that for a fact, but I'm saying I would probably put it like at a 30, 32% as from the coaching for why we lost.
The offensive play calling on those touchdown drives was caved out perfectly for the running backs and the tight ends. The pieces we had to score touchdowns. The defense gave up wide open touchdowns, man. Tom Allen failed.
All right. Illicit said, yeah, like I said, LOL, my dad's uncle was a doctor for Woody's OSU teams, and friend of him got me recruited there, and my coach got me a look from Notre Dame and Purdue and Indiana offered before I hurt my knee. Yeah, so Illicit was pretty damn good at football, so good for you, Illicit.
Yeah.
As someone who played high school football, dude, like you can only hope to be that good, so good for you, man. It's good to have someone like you on here. I hate losing to a lesser opponent more than getting my ass kicked by a clearly more talented team. Ohio State. Yeah. See that? Yeah. But my heart was set on PSU even if I could no longer play. Yeah. That's what I did, man. I could have played at like a Bloomsburg or Lycoming or Shippensburg. I could have gone to a school like that, but I instead went to Penn State and tried to walk on, didn't make it. But I would rather not make it at Penn State than play somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be a coach, just go play wherever you can and build your career up. But yeah, same with me, Illicit. Yeah, the defensive performance in the second half hurts. Yeah, that's
24
insane.
points.
Oh, man, you changed your profile picture. Our offense is going to be cringy next year when you have Aller, who isn't making a Joe Burrow transition. One or both running backs leave for the NFL. Tyler Warren is gone, and a completely useless wide receiver group.
Well, we're getting new receivers, so.
First of all, I think Drew Aller has progressed. I think he'll be better next year, whether that means anything or not. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Our running backs come back. We got 2 receivers in the portal. I think all of our receivers are coming back, except Fleming, and he may as well be the freaking first down marker. Like, he hasn't done anything.
Nope.
I was 4 and 86. I remember nothing. We were still in PA, and my uncles were cheering, but I know nothing other than replays. I hate that we will lose Carter and Warren to the NFL, absolute legends. You know, it would be insane if Abdul came back. That would be amazing. But
he's top 5.
It was coaching.
Top 5 now, for sure.
Yeah, Mike in North Carolina, a North Carolina fan, said it was coaching. I agree with you.
Defensive coaching.
2 minutes left in second quarter and third quarter. D coaching lost the game. Aller put the final nail in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, good saying,
Vince. I was at the Delaware game last season. I live in Atlanta now. Well, I hope you go to the national title, Omen. I was given a tour of the football facility. Drew Aller blows go. Drew Aller blows. Okay.
Goats.
Goats, yeah.
Ruskinoff, whatever that. Ruskinoff. Michael Ruskinoff. I don't know what goats has to do with anything. That's a random animal coming into the chat.
You're saying he blows Tom Brady? Because that's weird.
Yeah, well, it's a goat.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Tiger Woods.
If it'll help, then, it gives us some lessons.
Jared, what do you have to say?
Man. Pain.
I just want to say, Jared's been working in the freezing cold every day.
Dude, it's been like 10 degrees for like a week now. Yeah.
Every time I see Jared, and I'm not going to say where he works or anything like that, but
looks like a red tomato.
Every time I see Jared, I'm like, "You warming up?" He's like, "Oh yeah." It's like minus 10 outside, and But go ahead, Jared. Do you have anything else to say?
No, listen. I appreciate the invites on this every time because again, you guys, you do know your stuff. Like I'm putting this out there for the nation. It's like I love knowing that I love Penn State. I know my stuff enough where it's like he knows to bring me on, have an opinion about this from a fan's perspective. Again, I look to these guys to give me like all the bowl matches, like everything, like all the times where this goes on, like who did what, like at that particular game. Again, I do know my positions, but I couldn't tell you anything about play calling. I couldn't tell you where, the 3 drop backs or whatever, 3 defensive rush. Like I know nothing of these terms, but I just know at the end of the day with these guys, they do have the right opinions about what they're trying to get at. Like, that's just the thing. They're not just trying to, say that their opinion makes any, or their opinions make sense, and they definitely know their stuff. So it's like, they definitely have the right idea of what they're trying to get at and what's trying to make a Penn State team a good team, because that's what we're doing. We're trying to come up with ways or understand why these things keep happening. I marvel at these guys half the time because, again, they really know their stuff, and I know that what they're trying to get at is the right way to think.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it comes from the heart, man. You can't fake that.
No.
It comes from the heart. Jared is way bigger. Like, I'm a huge Steelers fan, but Jared is 20 times what I am for the Steelers. It comes from the heart. You know, Penn State football comes from the heart. It's in my blood. You know, my father went to Penn State. He was a senior when they won the national title the last time. I can't imagine being a senior during that. That would be, insane. They took down the evil empire in Miami. I grew up a Penn State fan. My family works for Penn State. Worked for Penn State.
Mine too. Yep.
My father worked in Paterno Library. I tried out when I went to Penn State. Like, Penn State is in my blood. It comes from the heart, and that's why I started this podcast. I can identify people who love Penn State as well. That's why I have Jared and Brett on. If you're not a diehard Penn State fan, then you're not coming on this pod. Like, I'm not going to have you on here talking because, like, what's the point of that? And then I also study communications. I'm a journalism major, so I was a journalism major. So I'm accredited. I'm a big J journalist, as people say. So I have that to fall back on if anybody ever talks crap. Because there's a lot of guys on YouTube that talk about stuff. They say, you're not a journalist. You don't know what you're doing. I am a journalist. I have a degree in that. So I also have that. But it comes from the heart, man. Like, Brett and I, you know, going off of what Jared said, Brett and I know our stuff because it comes from the heart. We love Penn State. It's all I know. That's all I know is Penn State football. So, yeah, when we lose like this, man, you're that close to a national title. Like, I can't believe we lost. That's crazy.
When we were up 24-17, I thought we had it in the bag. I really did. Whenever we went on a 14-0 run with Singleton. Singleton was just, he would have nothing and just cut it right in, and he was fantastic, man.
He was amazing.
Man. I mean, it would have been nice. It would have been nice if, like, someone other than Singleton scored a touchdown tonight. You know, that's
exactly. Yeah.
I honestly think I think he means Al or Jared Allen. I think dropped out completely as a first round pick next year unless he makes serious changes. I would have spent it if we were going to the Natty. I'll be honest. If you watch tape of Aller in high school, the guy is going to be great. The reason all of the NFL drooling over getting their hands on him. Yeah, I agree. A lot of guys from Penn State under Franklin go on to have good NFL careers. I have my opinion on that. You guys can kind of fill in the blanks if you want. Where he's come from in high school to now. Yeah, he's progressed 100%. I'm going to get to all your comments, guys. There's a lot. And this is blowing up, so thank you guys for commenting. Now I get to see Tomlin light it up Saturday night. Ugh. We had the game where the worst possible scenario was OT and blow it.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
That's why I'm here. LOL, you guys are real. That's right. Hey,
took the sack.
At the end of the day, I'm always going to be myself. So that's why I say what I say. Brett's going to be himself. That's why he says what he says. Brett and I are not the same person. So obviously we're not going to agree on everything.
And it makes for a better podcast, really, whenever you're going.
It gives a lot of great insight.
Hey, man, at the end of the day, man, like, if Brett and I are having a little banter like we did tonight, that's sports. That is sports talk. If you can't banter with people in sports talk, a lot of people don't realize this. Sports talk, sports radio, you got to have some thick skin, because if you don't, like, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. And you have to, like, be able to say something, and then someone say that's not right. someone just totally crap all over what you just said. It's sports talk, man. Like, that's what makes it great. Brett and I kind of come from different angles, and that's I wouldn't want to have a show with someone who agrees with everything I say. Brett and I have the same values. Same with Jared. We have the same values. That's important. That doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion on sports. Yeah, that's why I list on here. You guys are real. You can't, again, I'm always going to be myself. That's who I attract on this show. And we're always going to be real.
Yeah. He said at least we won't have any more Cliffords on the roster.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Now that season is over, going to take out this frustration on an unfortunate deer to end deer season off on high note.
I was just going to say about how I feel like I was a deer after the game. I feel like I got hit by a car. Like I was like an injured buck on the side of the road, like just twitching my leg for like an hour after the game. And I had to I'm a heartbroken Brett. Like I'm speaking with pain because I'm an injured buck, so like it is what it is, and I'll live.
Unless you're Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, or Mad Dog, who just say any stupid shock jock, idiot take. I thought you were going to go for the Joy Taylor angle on that. I know we were one game away from the national championship, but we lost to OSU, Oregon, and Notre Dame. We won the games we were supposed to. I know a lot of teams don't do that. It's still embarrassing. Yeah, see, like Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois, man. Like that's our only loss.
Yeah.
Just to keep it full 180, keep every detail in the perspective of everything. Joe Paterno had a losing record. He never beat Bear Bryant. He had a losing record against Ohio State and Michigan. And I saw this thing in a Facebook group the other day. He actually, in some ways, is doing better than Joe Paterno. But at the end of the day, man, like, if you keep losing the big game, all right. Yeah, I still can't believe we lost. But
well, that's what I'm saying. If we won tonight, and lost in the Natty, I would have been completely okay. If we would have won, it would have been one big game.
Yeah, and hold on, I'm going to get on. By the way, if you guys can, you guys listening, follow me on TikTok, Mark Lesko Podcast, and anybody who goes after me in the comments, go after him for me, including on YouTube, because I've been getting a lot of crap. Notre Dame fans are talking a lot of crap on TikTok right now. I'll say that. I've got like 20 comments that I need to wake up the Echoes, go Irish. Great read, fellas.
About
how's
TikTok
this
real
now?
Quick. TikTok is supposedly shutting down on the 19th. In the
update.
United
Someone
States.
said update
today.
Wow.
Yeah, are they shutting it down? Good.
TikTok's being shut down on the 19th for the United States, from what I saw today.
It's run by the Chinese.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I know. Yeah. So if you guys can follow me on TikTok and go after all the people, because there's so many people on TikTok right now talking crap to me, like what now? Like, what are you gonna do? It's like the most.
Yeah.
Notre Dame by 14. You can do.
Well, that didn't happen. So
how about you guys just take the W and move on? How about that?
Yeah.
We low slate playoff next year. Yeah,
maybe.
Man, that's the thing. Our schedule is horrible next year. Like,
it's terrible.
I don't know, man. I don't have the brain capacity to even think about that. I think we're going to be very good next year. I'll say that. We lose games we are underdogs in. The media appropriately ranks us. Lucky you lost. Spared you another beat down from Ohio State. What? Edward Simon?
Yep.
Dude, if you think, like, I'll just say this. I don't think we got a beat down from Ohio State, but you're talking crap to us right now when you're going to play Ohio State, good luck.
And get murdered by him.
I can't think of this. Unless I can't think of his by TikTok. Paterno lost a lot of bad games, but also won many big games. Yes, he did. That he was a big underdog. Franklin never has, except 2000. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Our schedule got more favorable than it was projected to be. Yeah. Speaking of TikTok, Nick Singleton penalty was so bad. Our schedule got more favorable than it was projected. Unless I could think of his name. Sorry, buys TikTok. Maybe Elon bought TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what
Is
you're
it worth
thinking. Yeah.
discussing that Andy K would rather have a mobile QB like Gronkmeyer or Babiola, but Aller's pro style? Is that a cat? Yep, that's a cat. James Franklin will get back there. Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. Like, I think what's up? What's up, cat?
Adrian. Her name's Adrian because her brother's name is Rocky. You guys like that? Rocky and Adrian.
Adrian, nice. Yeah,
Adrian, of course.
Rocky and
Adrian.
Adrian.
Sharks is trying to. Okay, one of the sharks from Shark Tank is trying to buy TikTok. My friend's brother plays for Notre Dame and was solid on defense tonight. Nice. Who's that? Would you bring back Tom Allen? Yeah, I would. Penn State Sports Talk.
Thank you. I mean, overall, he had a good season. Yeah.
Penn State Sports Talk, by the way, who are you? I would like to connect with you. Penn State Sports Talk. So I just want to say this too. There's a lot of fires going on in California.
Yeah.
Please help some way. I'm going to reach out to people, try and get some sort of actual source that you can donate to that's honest. I would suggest you don't donate to like anything that's California related. Their government is absolutely horrendous. You get what you vote for, California. This is what happens. So vote accordingly is all I have to say. It's sad that what's going on. It could have been prevented, but it's not because your government is horrible. That's what happens when you vote for incompetent leaders. So
terrible.
I'm going to try to find a proper source to donate to and post it on this podcast, but Hollywood sign is burning. Palisades is gone. That's insane. And again, it comes down to who you vote for. Who you voted for is what you get, California. So hopefully this wakes you up, but pray for the people in California, man, because it's really bad what's going on. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Would you bring back Tom Allen? Yes, I would. Have you all watched the press conferences yet? No, I haven't, Joe. Have you?
Nope. No, I haven't had time to.
Gavin Newscomb. That's right, Jared Allen. They said yeah.
Probably have to call it soon,
too
guys.
far into that, but ultimate Newscomb versus Trudeau. Prayers up. Doubtful they will blame Trump. James Franklin looked hurt in the presser. Yeah.
Yeah, it's painful.
Penn State Sport.
He's more hurt than
Penn State Sports Talk. Where did he come from? Like, I want to connect with you, man. That's a great That's a great name. Like, do you have a channel or something or what? So
let's see.
Yeah. Oh, God. I can't believe we lost, man. Like,
yeah, we had it.
But Brett said it. We beat ourselves.
Yeah.
We should have won. I'll say that. Like, we should have won.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God. Painful because he knows it wasn't his fault this time. Whose fault was it, Jared? Do you think, Jared Allen?
I'm going to guess Drew Aller.
Penn State Sports Talk is Nittany Sports Now. You've heard of them, right? Yeah, it's Nittany Sports Now. That's the name. I've seen.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Nittany Sports Now is the.
I think I'm through them through Facebook. I think that 24/7 or whatever.
Thank you guys for commenting. Penn State Sports Talk.
Yeah.
Please subscribe, support the channel. Just like you guys, trying to build it up. Franklin Aller gave them the game.
Like I said, this is one game that I mean, it's not one of those 4th and 5, let's run the ball, or it wasn't any stupid
Hey,
plays
I'll,
like
I'll
that
say
that
this,
happened.
man. We were first in goal and we didn't score.
Against Ohio State.
No, against Notre Dame.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, but that
was
on Drew Aller's throw and Nick Singleton not catching it, and yeah. So
Jason
he doesn't
D'Angelo
play.
said he wanted to see us play as Buckeyes.
Yeah. Good luck tomorrow, Jason.
Dude, like listen to like Mad Dog Sports, for example. They say like, oh, you don't want to see a Ohio State Penn State matchup because it's in the same conference. Like, first of all, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Second of all, what else do you want to see, man? That's the two best teams. But Coach had the right call, but Aller threw a pass all four of us would have been better at. Brett, do you need to go?
I appreciate your comments on my athleticism.
I'm getting pretty tired. Yeah, I haven't ate yet either. It's been a while, so getting hungry.
I gotta get up at 7 a.m. too.
You haven't ate all day.
I ate, but it's been a while. Did I eat at like 4 or something? It was a while ago. I want to eat before I go to bed.
Yeah.
I need a comfort meal, if you will.
Literally, we're gonna get off here and have to sit in silence and think about the fact that we just lost. Man, this sucks.
I think about it.
Yep.
I don't even know if I have it in me to watch any post game stuff tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tomorrow thing, probably.
They're
late.
showing highlights on SportsCenter, I think. I mean, I could care less.
Yeah.
It's 1 a.m. too. Jeez.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m.
But again, like you said, Bud, we had our season. We had that chance. So close and yet so far. Again, there's just another season coming, so hopefully they figure it out and give us another good season. That's all we ask for.
Jason's a good Ohio State fan, man. That's the way to look at it.
Ohio State fan.
He's not a
He is. You're right.
Yeah, you're a good Ohio State fan, man. You're not delusional like some people. So I'm glad that you keep a level head, cool, calm, and collected. I honestly think Michigan fans are the worst, but
a lot of people talking a lot of crap on YouTube and TikTok, everybody. So
yeah,
please go in there and go after him for me. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, at the end of the day, we lost. We lost to Notre Dame. I mean, I could have put $1 million on Penn State to win this game, honestly. Good show, going to bed depressed. Won't get better past the playoff again. Hell no. We might not ever get to this point again. Who knows?
I made a
parlay, guys. See you next time.
I made a parlay.
Real bad.
Penn State wins by 7. Ohio State wins by 7. I picked a parlay. I only put a few dollars down to win a lot, and it's done. So it doesn't matter if Ohio State wins.
That's a good pick. I mean,
it's a good pick.
A successful season?
Because technically, we could have won by 7. So
to me, no, it doesn't count as a successful season. If we made the national title, would have been a successful season.
It wasn't a bad season. It was a pretty good season, but
I mean, who did we beat? Yeah. Our best win was, for me, the best win was on the road against USC.
Yeah, I would say it's a good game.
Would Carson Beck be better than Aller or worse?
I don't like Carson Beck. Carson Beck's going to Miami. You know why? Because his
Drew
girlfriend
Aller
plays for Miami. So
is like, I don't know, man.
It's a bad game from him. It wasn't good.
All right. Are you guys hopping off?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good to go.
All right. I might stay on here just to answer the comments.
Okay.
Jared, do you have anything else to say? Brett, you can hop off if you want, man.
No, but it's just all about, what you can say about the whole thing, good season, great fans. Like, thank you guys so much for all the comments and everything. I mean, we just always know that at the end of the day, we want to root for this team. We want it always to be good, but it seems like everything needs to go perfect. And one day, hopefully it happens.
Critical moments, man. Thanks for having us on, guys. And Yeah, it's a heartbreaker. I'm gonna be heartbroken for a little while here, and
Yeah, it
it's like a
sucks,
bad
man.
breakup.
Like,
You know.
I can't believe we lost. I never thought we would lose against Notre Dame, just because we're just so much better on paper. Like, it's not even close, dude. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god, it's
We got
Unfortunately, a piece of paper can't win football games. Only the players can.
Yep.
We'll be back.
Thank you guys for every show. Illicit, thank you. Great season.
Well, hey, the good news, the playoff wins at the the playoff wins at the Big Ten one that millions of dollars goes to our team. So money to help in NIL. The annoying part about Notre Dame, they get to keep $14 million by themselves because they're independent. That's some bitch shit. That's some
the
bitch
thing.
shit.
Like, someone commented that at me saying, we're gonna make 14 million off you guys like we did Georgia. And again, if you guys go to the YouTube comments, a lot of Irish fans talking crap. TikTok,
Yeah,
Irish
go play in the ACC and be kings of the ACC, the worst conference.
Please
go do
defend us, because I don't have a problem defending myself. I'll put them all to bed. Like, they can say whatever they want. Oregon State gets 50 million. Yup, and we can't make Aller the superstar we desperately wish he was supposed to be as a 5-star. But yeah, you guys can hop off. I'm probably gonna stay on, just answer comments. But thank you guys for coming on.
Have a good night, guys. We are
heartbroken.
Jared. We are heartbroken. See you guys.
We are heartbroken.
Yep.
See you, Brett. All right, guys. I'm going to stay on here for a little bit, just answer some questions or whatever, answer comments. Thank you guys for commenting. If you want to see back QB play, Matt explains 5 interceptions. Yeah, Matt McGloin, that was horrible. That was horrendous. Danny O'Brien does not know how to develop. Oh, man. I have to slightly agree. Man, at the end of the day, since it's just me on here, Drew Aller has progressed, but this coaching staff has not made him what he needs to be. This roster is the most talented roster we've ever had. And we couldn't beat Notre Dame. Now, if that's not an indication of the head coach, I don't know what is. So I'm just going to say that. But you guys keep commenting. I'll answer. I'm going to stay on here for a while. I just drank some coffee, so I'm wide awake. But it's insane, man. This team did not. They just lost to Notre Dame. I mean, Bo left because he wants to transfer. He wants to start. I think he could be a Heisman contender. I think he could win a national title. Now he went to Missouri, got $1.5 million. Bo deserves to start. I wish he would have stayed, because then after next year he would have been the starter. But he left. And he has to do it within a certain window because the transfer portal is messed up. Yeah. I approve the DBAT flag. Hopefully Drew learns that in-game hard mentality. Yeah. Yeah, man. Jared. Good old Clay Travis. Exactly. So many PSU fans have their head in the sand. Coach is fired again, as did the players. To me, Bo left because Mizzou told him to. I knew he was picking them. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, man, it came down to the coaching tonight, in my opinion. Like, the coaching lost us the game. James Franklin just got out coached by Marcus Freeman. You know, Marcus Freeman was on the 2008 Ohio State team when Terrell Pryor was the QB as a freshman, and Darrell Clark and them went into Columbus and beat them in 2008. Marcus Freeman was on that team. James Franklin just lost to him. James Franklin was coaching when Marcus Freeman was in college playing football. It sucks. Y'all snatched a loss from the jaws of victory or something like that. Yeah, it sucks. You guys won. Notre Dame won at the end of the day. I don't know if you're Drunk Vigo, if you're a Notre Dame fan, but you guys won. I mean, that's it. You guys outcoached us. I mean, I think you have to admit that we're on paper way better, but you guys won. So what's that say about you guys? You guys won. Penn State, 3 5-stars, 44 4-stars, 38 3-stars, and 2 2-stars. Yeah, that's way more than Notre Dame. Just glad he didn't pick Iowa. Yeah, I don't think even he could score points at Iowa. Chill on 2008. Oh, yeah. Jason's an Ohio State fan. Yeah, man, that was, oh, man. You see, that as a Penn State fan, like, that's the kind of stuff, nostalgia, that I'm like, I want to relive. That game was insane. And then we lost to Iowa, stupid fluke game, and then we don't go to the national title. Like, Penn State probably could have competed against Florida or Oklahoma that year for the national title. I think they could have competed. I'm not saying they would have won, but that's the kind of stuff that, as a Penn State fan, I like. That nostalgia. I'm like, I remember that game. That's the kind of stuff that I live for, is having that feeling again. You guys were loaded with talent? Absolutely. Our offense is soft, dude. They don't know how to stomp on the throats of their opponents and finish games. Always been that way, unfortunately. At least under Franklin, it's been that way. Unless it's like an inferior opponent, they don't stomp on throats. Is Nick and Big Man coming back, Big Fat? I think they will. Yes, I think they will. I think everyone that can come back will come back. I think, except for Abdul Carter. I think he's gone. I wish he would stay, man. That would be amazing. But yeah, I think he's gone. Drew definitely got better, but the throws he's missed have been huge plays. At this point, his career has to be complete, every one of those. He has not been sharp consistently. At this point in his career, man, the fact, and again, like I said, I played football, I played quarterback most of my life. You don't throw back across the middle, and he did that. I mean, at this point in his career, man, like, really? You're doing that, man? Really? Really? You lost us the game. That lost us the game. A second-year starter is throwing back across the field in the semifinal of the college football playoff. Like, you can't explain how it's inexplainable, man, why you do that. I that is like so rudimentary, it's so elementary stuff that you learn that early on as a quarterback. Never throw back across the middle. And he did. I can't wrap my head around that. That lost us the game. Drew Aller lost us the game. "2016, we should have." Yes, Jason, we should have. You might agree, as an Ohio State fan, that we should have gotten in over you guys. We beat you head to head. But we lost to Pitt and Michigan. That was a Cinderella season. At least with the new format, the chances of making the playoffs goes up, and James Franklin, job security. Yeah, I don't think he's getting fired. I just don't think it's. Yeah. I don't know. They're going to have to get lucky, man. I pray we get a competent wide receiver. We're talking 5 years now since Dotson. Yep. Yeah, he's for sure. If anyone had a guaranteed top 10 pick in the draft, I can't turn that down. That's right, illicit. Like I said, I'm staying on here, guys. So keep commenting. I'll answer your comments. I love talking to you guys. So again, I'm doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. Excuse me. So all you got to do to enter is subscribe and comment live on a live show. So all of you guys are entered. I would say illicit's the king with the comments. Illicit's pretty much on every show. Also, I do a show covers Penn State basketball. Tyler Smith is my co-host. He was on the 2001 team that made it to the Sweet 16. He played with Joe Crispin. I also interviewed him, so check that out if you want. But I do a show covering Penn State basketball with Tyler Smith, former Penn State basketball great. He was on the team that's made it the furthest in Penn State basketball history. So check that out. Tyler's awesome. He's a great guy. It's awesome talking to him about basketball. He has a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. He talks about his playing days and yeah. And he was teammates with Joe Crispin. I have his bobblehead here. Yeah, just for those of you guys who are diehard Penn State fans, you know Penn State basketball, they're the furthest team to ever make it. Tyler was on that team under Coach Dunn. Played with Booth, who's the GM of the Nuggets. But Tyler, I've known him for a long time. He's a great guy, and I'm doing a show with him covering Penn State basketball. So please check that out. Penn State basketball is turning around. Joe Crispin is a coach now, which he's a dog, man. He's a dog. He's going. Penn State basketball is in great shape. Having him back for sure. So, yeah, he's gone. Abdul's gone. He should have been fired. It sucks. We are stuck with him forever. Yeah, I would call Al Robinson or some other solid wide receivers. Yeah, just to recruit maybe, if that's what you mean, or to coach. I think his continues, and I'll say this, man. One thing about the receiving is I think the coach at this point, give him one more season. We've had people comment this, but we'll give him one more season, or he needs to go. The receiver coach at Penn State, I think, is on a bit of thin ice, for sure. You need to get more out of your receivers as a coach, in my opinion. Dude, at the end of the day, we don't have many, I don't even know what the word is, elite receivers, if you will, or big playmaking receivers, but you have to make the most of what you have. All right? I said it before. It comes down to coaching. Kajana Carter, y'all know who Kajana Carter is. 3-star linebacker coming to Penn State. Heisman finalist at running back. First overall pick at running back in the NFL. Mark Rubin came to Penn State as a receiver, left as a pretty good defensive back. Mark Rubin. Fittest man on Wall Street in whatever year he was. But it comes down to coaching, man. So you have to really question the receiver coach. What's going on there? So glad I didn't watch the second of Illinois game. Manny Diaz or Tom Allen, who's better? Manny Diaz, for sure. If Manny Diaz was still here, I think we're in the national title. I'm always driving during the basketball shows. Love Tyler and your insights. Illicit. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but DM me when you're available, and we can try to do the show when you're able to watch it. LOL, Manny is better for sure to me. Yep, I agree. This Speedball team has given every single loss this year. Yeah, man, it's crazy. They beat Purdue number 1, and then they lose to Rutgers, and they got smoked last night by Illinois. Well, I guess it's 2 nights ago at this point. But on a side note, I think we've added too much to the uniform. The lion logo is the center, does not look good in my opinion. The uniform of Paterno's last year was the greatest uniform of all time. I agree. They had the white lines on the sleeves. I think that's too much. And they had the white line on the collar. I mean, you want to put white lines on the uniform, that's fine, but that's as fancy as you need to go at Penn State. You don't need to make it more than that. Just a plain jersey with the Nike swoosh. Yep, we've always been a Nike school. Nike has gone pretty political, which I don't agree with, but Penn State has always been a Nike school. Therefore, I support Nike. Joe Paterno was always Nike. Therefore, I support Nike. I'll always support Nike because Penn State and Joe Paterno were always Nike. So, Phil Knight, his hero was Joe Paterno. So I'll always support Nike, whether I agree with their political opinions or not. I'll always support Nike. So, oh, no worries. LOL. Listen, I just can't comment. What are you saying, illicit? Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, just DM me, man. If you can, you know, yeah. But thank you for listening. I appreciate that. Please support the basketball show. It's under the uh, playlist and on my show as Penn State basketball. So check that out. We have 3 episodes, and Tyler Smith, like I said, he's such a great guy. He's great to just listen to. He just, if you know who Tyler Smith is as a player, then you know what I'm talking about. And he's just like an even greater guy in person. And he has so much knowledge. Like I just like listening to him talk about pretty much whatever, because he usually talks about his experience. Like tonight, he was talking about when he played at Illinois, and yeah, like it's just really cool. I will admit the Generations of Greatness uniform. Yeah, they look pretty bad. It's not Penn State. It's not Penn State to wear that stuff. The white cleats. The reason we wore black cleats is so that on film we look slower than we actually do. But we'll say this though, like, and I see it now, a lot of the white tape around the shoes. I mean, I saw that stuff in like the 80s and 90s at Penn State, but the reason they wore black shoes was so they look slower on film. That was Joe's thing. Same with rolling up his pant legs. Like he did that. It was kind of like a thing between him and his wife, Sue. So he didn't get mud on his pants. So he always rolled up his pants. It's just kind of one of those cool things about Joe. But I was living in Nebraska and went to the game there during the Bill O'Brien era and didn't want the names on the jerseys. That was, I understand why they did that, but it was weird. That was weird. I'm excited for b-ball people coming in next year from New York. Yeah, we got a big recruit. He announced it on the Breakfast Club. Christmas episode was gold. If you guys want to check out an episode. Oh, thanks, Illicit. Yeah, that was me and Jared talking about, I think I was Steelers pregame. But yeah, I'm going to stay on here until you guys stop commenting. So you guys keep commenting, whether you have questions or whatever. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. This episode is blowing up tremendously. Man, I can't believe we lost. Like, God. Oh, God, this sucks, man. This really sucks. I can't believe we lost. I can't believe it. Oh, man. I texted Tyler tonight and I said, wow. That's all I said. I just said, wow. Couldn't believe it, man. Sorry that was good, but the one with Tyler talking about the Christmas movies. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah, talk about our favorite Christmas movies. I still think Rose Bowl loss hurts me more. Yeah, man, because that was a Cinderella year. We should have beaten USC. That was Sam Darnold, and yeah, that sucked. That sucked for sure. Should have won that game too. Trace McSorley blew that one. As much as I love him. 2017 Rose Bowl. Yep. I know what you're talking about, Jared. Yeah, I can't believe it. It'll hit me tomorrow, and I'll have to flush it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. This really sucks. Like, I can't believe we lost. We had no business losing to Notre Dame. And you know what else is crazy? Like, I don't even really care that we lost to Notre Dame because it's Notre Dame. It's like, it doesn't even really hurt me that much because it's like we should have won. Now, if we lost to Ohio State, I would be pretty upset. If we lost to like USC or Michigan or something, I'd be like, I think more emotionally upset. But we lost to Notre Dame. It's like, really? Like, how does that even happen? If that makes any sense. If it doesn't, I understand. But yeah, it's not the loss. The way we lost is the painful thing. Yeah, man, like we had it in the bag. I mean, I thought going up 10-0, like we're good. 24-13 was my prediction. Brett's was 21-17, I think, and we lost. I mean, God. Oh, man. Yeah. Koss hasn't watched the post-game presser yet. I could just throw up thinking about it. I'm going to watch T. Frank on Blue White tonight, just see what he thought. By the way, T. Frank, I worked with him before. He's the man. He could be a comedian. Him and Jeff Brown, if you guys know who Jeff Brown is, 95.3, Calm Radio. Jeff Brown, he could be a comedian too. A lot of good talent in the Central PA area with guys like that. T. Frank is the man. He's a great guy in person. He's hilarious. Yeah, he's a good guy. So I'm glad Blue White's doing good. I'm glad you guys comment and tune in here. I'd rather you tune in here than Blue White. They're way bigger than us. They're the big empire compared to this show. But yeah, thanks you guys for tuning in. Even the T. Frank podcast was trying so hard to not blame Aller, which he, oh man, was he? That's interesting. Brett nailed it. Like him, I thought we had it on the 24/7 TD. We had momentum. Yeah, dude, like that's the crazy part, man. Like Notre Dame deserved to win. I mean, you know, this team has a lot of heart, Penn State, but Notre Dame somehow won. Like I don't get it. I don't understand. The only thing that the only explanation for me is that we just got out coached. That's it. We got out coached. And I'm not saying this about Brett specifically. It's just you come up with all the excuses in the world. Like we don't have this, we don't have that. That's BS, man. Like you got to win. You win. If you win, you win. That's it. I saw Riley Leonard out throwing Aller so badly. Yeah, that was crazy. Talk about nuts and guts, man. Riley Leonard had it. But yeah, like I said, YouTube and TikTok, a lot of Notre Dame fans talking crap. So if you guys can go in there and defend us a little bit, I'd appreciate that. If not, I can handle it myself, trust me. But it'd be nice if we had some backup. I was pissed over the penalty, but it happens. But no calls all game for hands to the face, and they call it. Like literally, if Abdul Carter were to like have a bust of himself at Penn State, like a statue, he needs to have an arm right here because his whole career at Penn State, he was held. He had a hand around his arm around his neck. I mean, holy crap, dude. That guy got held literally every game, every play, he was held, and they never call it. I've seen him have an arm right here so often. It's like, oh, yeah, that's a penalty. Like, it happens so often that you're like, you just, like, get used to it. And they didn't call it on him tonight at all. But they call hands to the face on Zane Durant, who is a freak. All right? Zane Durant is a freak. I just want to say that, too. It's crazy, man. Like, Abdul Carter, just imagine Abdul Carter if he wasn't held every play. He gets held more than TJ Watt. That's so crazy. Yep, no excuses. I agree. Notre Dame fans will get some treatment with Ohio State in a few weeks. Bro, they don't have a shot. There's no way, man. And I said that against us, but like if I thought they didn't have a shot against Penn State, they definitely don't have a shot against Notre Dame. Jeremiah Smith is going to just annihilate them. Man, I don't get it, dude. How did we lose tonight? I don't get it. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. I don't know how we lost. I don't know how. I don't know how we lost. I don't know how this team gets treated like that by Notre Dame. Yeah, I'm baffled. Like I'm baffled. Yeah. Was that the SMU game and the fans were ready to assault the refs when they refused to call any holdings? Seriously, dude. Like, Abdul Carter, dude. Every play right here. He's got, like, either an arm around his neck, he's got hands to his face, or they're holding him, they're holding his jersey. Like, holy crap, dude. It's crazy. That guy has to be one of the strongest men in the world to have gotten through all that holding. Like, he gets held every play. They just don't call it. Like TJ Watt, dude, for you Steelers fans or NFL fans, he gets held every play. They rarely call it. It's crazy. I don't know why, but Abdul Carter, when it comes to being held and the stats he still has, he's like the greatest player of all time. Inability to throw the ball is how we lost. Yeah, dude, like, God. Yeah, here's the thing. I'd pick them to beat Oregon and Texas to beat them. And then now, honestly, LOL, I don't see how anybody can beat Ohio State. Who's going to beat Ohio State? Here's what sucks for us right now. If Texas beats Ohio State, it's like, wow, we would have beaten Ohio State. We would have beaten Texas. So, like, here's another thing that sucks too. Ohio State's probably going to be the national champions. That really sucks. Like, that sucks. But it's a Big Ten team, I guess. So, yeah, for sure, inability to throw, but our defense did everything they could. Just that penalty at that point in the game was my issue. You mean the hands to the face illicit? Is that what you mean? Oh, God. I'm still here, guys. I'm just taking the camera off for a second. Keep commenting. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I thought for sure that we would, if we played Texas, we would win. Yeah, I thought if we played Texas, we would win. Yeah, that's just, was how you can call that after the way the game was called. Josh Pate annoys me, but he's been saying it all year. We need an officiating committee in college football. We need refs who are full-time refs. That's what we need on all levels. I said this at the beginning, man. If the refs are going to let certain things go like they were at the beginning, you all saw it. I said they better not pull a flag out of their butts at the end of the game. And, like, hands to the face, man, I think that's such a dumb penalty. Like, they were letting them play all game, and then they call hands to the face on Zane Durant, who is a freak. I mean, I don't know. Harrison Wallace fell off a cliff onto a boulder and into the ocean to never be heard from after that WV game. He had yeah, he gave me a false sense of a wide receiver threat. For me, it's not a receiver thing, man. Like I don't think the receivers are an excuse. They're D1 receivers at the end of the day. Like I understand what you are saying and what Brett's saying, but it's like they're D1 receivers, man. Like, they need to God. Oh man. I'm gonna pull up the stats again so you guys can see it, but jeez. Heartbreaking. I just gotta say that. Heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. "12 for 23, 135 yards, and an interception for Drew Aller. Didn't have a 100-yard back. We should have. Damn near did. Yep. One receiver had a reception for -3 yards. Crazy. We had 5 sacks to their 1. Man, this is like Ohio State in 2016. Like, when you looked at the stats, you're like, how did we win that game? Like, what? How did we win that game? Same thing here, pretty much. Like, what? Like, how did we win? Oh, man. Zakee Wheatley is a freak. He had 16 tackles. I'm sorry. Kobe King had 9. Denai had 6. Jalen had 6. Abdul had 5 and a sack. Man. 2 interceptions, dude. We still lost by Riley Leonard. Jeremiah Love had 45 yards rushing. Jaden Greathouse had 105 yards receiving. I mean, how did we lose, dude? That's just absolutely insane. Like, I just, yeah, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. None. Yeah, LOL, can't do anything about it, so whatever is my attitude, just need to bring it up. Yeah. Pull up our stats, last 3 games makes you puke. Yeah. Yeah. I'll pull them up, Jared. Oh my. All right. So, all right. Let me see here. I'll bring up the full schedule. All right. So SMU. SMU, 13 for 22, 27 yards, 0 touchdowns. Boise. Three touchdowns. I mean, not a lot of passing yards, but yeah, you're right, man. Like, the past 3 games, like, he wasn't outstanding. I'll say that. Wasn't outstanding. I get what you're saying. How can the receivers for Indiana catch the way they do and our guys can't? Exactly, illicit. Honestly, weak in this entire playoff was Aller. Hey, man, like I said, at the end of the day, like, when you throw back across the field like that in the semifinal as a second-year starter, there is not an excuse in the world to me for that. There's zero excuse for that. Yeah, there's no excuse for that. So that's where I'm at with that. And again, I think it comes down to James Franklin never wins the big game. Drew Aller blew it totally for us at the end. That is yeah. It's just horrible, man. Like, the fact that you're going to do that in that situation really shows, as good as he is, man, like it really shows his inconsistency and his immaturity to do that. Dude, you don't throw back across the field, man. And the defense let them come back. I mean, there's so many things here. The backup for Notre Dame played better now. He did good. He did good. He did. Again, it's like I don't get it, man. It's totally baffling to me. It is. I don't know how we lost that game. Yeah, I am. I'm at a loss for words for that. How we lost. All right, just to go to TikTok here. Irish baby, who won? Question mark. How did the game go? Go Irish baby. Say again. Wake up the echoes. Go Irish. Great read, fellas. Update? Question mark. Update? Question mark. Told you go Irish. Enjoy the off season. We're going to Atlanta. So Notre Dame fans talking crap. I can make one how I felt all year, and he touched it on a kind of tongue-in-cheek, but AK hasn't opened his whole play book up. I don't know why. My only thought's getting the guys used to this system. Yeah, dude, like, he's collapsed in all the big games this year. All 3 big games, he's pretty much collapsed. Oregon, they scored a lot of points. So in that game, maybe he didn't totally collapse, but did tight end Reynolds' shirt get burned? Probably, yes, which is okay. I think either way, he's going to go to the league in his 3rd year, after his 3rd year. So that's fine. Just my thought. Yeah, man. There's clearly an issue with the offensive coordinator, in my opinion. There's clearly an issue there. I think so. We'll lose to him. Lose him to the NFL fast anyway. Yeah. I think we would have had a shot at a few, just a lousy 25 more yards for an attempt. Yeah, like, dude. It literally came down to who kicked the field goal. Like, that's crazy, dude. I can't believe we lost. That sucks. I don't think bowl games count towards your red shirt, but I don't know if we played more than 4 in regular season. Yeah, you're right. If that's true, Joe, because I don't know the exact rule with that. Brett would probably know. I know like how much he can play, but I don't know how much he has played. But even if he did burn his red shirt, it doesn't matter. It's like Drew. I think I don't know if he was a red shirt or not, but it is what it is. Like he's like Tyler Warren. Like either he's going to a league after his 3rd year or he's not. Like so. But Luke Reynolds is one of like 4 or 5 guys we have in our tight end room. We have the best tight end room in the country. We have absolute freaks at tight end sitting on the bench. We have 4 and 5-star guys sitting on the bench, man. Rappelier. The list goes on and on. Holy moly. We have a lot of good guys at tight end coming up. So, and for those of you guys that are commenting, again, I appreciate it. We're going to do a 500 subscriber giveaway. Once we get to 1,000, we're going to do another giveaway, which will be even bigger than the 500 subscriber giveaway. And at some point with this podcast, I would like to do a show every single day. My goal is to do this at some point full time. So your support helps. And we are on Rumble as well. For those of you guys who do know what Rumble is, we're on Rumble as well. We're always live on Rumble pretty much every episode as well. And you can support us on there. So, if you guys, for the giveaway purposes, if you donate or give a tip on Rumble, you'll get a double entry for the giveaway. But You guys can't tip us on Rumble. But, yeah, thank you guys for your support. I appreciate it. But Rumble is basically free speech YouTube. So that's why I'm on Rumble too. So I think we have a yeah. I don't think. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we didn't give up the record to Genty. Total is his postseason stats count, but Barry's bowl game would. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I forgot Barry Sanders. Yeah, I forgot he was given the green light to burn it in September when Rappelier or whatever got injured. Rappelier. Yeah, Rappelier. Yeah, so we have a stacked tight end room. Can't forget that, but you guys give your thoughts about who's coming back next year. What we're looking at here is Aller's coming back. I think our running backs are coming back. Most of our line's coming back. We got good tight ends. Our receivers are coming back, except for Fleming. Defensive line, like we got Denai coming back. We got Amin. We got Jalen Harvey. We got some good guys there. Linebacker, Rojas is coming back. Most of our secondary is coming back. AJ Harris is coming back. So, defensively, offensively, Penn State overall, man, we got a good team coming back. We do. We just have a really tough schedule. And again, historically, you can't win the big game. What makes me think that we're going to do that? So, yeah. Oh man, I think after watching the presser, we'd lose number 10. Really? What happened? I didn't see it. Oh God, that sucks. That sucks. I'll have to pull it up. I mean, I would pull up the presser on here, but I don't know if YouTube would kick me off or whatever. I got to roll out. Great show. Thanks. Yeah, see you, Cost. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I would pull up the presser, but I don't know if that'll kick me off of YouTube. So I don't want to pull it up, but I do have it playing here. Can you guys hear that, by the way? Yeah. Can you guys hear that? Can you tell me if you can hear that? It's the presser. So if you guys can hear it, please let me know. By the way, I'm on StreamYard right now, and I'm trying to figure out, because I'm playing a video, how do I make it so that you guys can hear the sound in the settings? I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out. I've looked on YouTube, Google, everything. I can't figure it out. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out. Input device. Yeah, like I said, again, I don't know. Can you guys hear it now? Maybe? I tried a different setting. Thanks, Illicit. I'm on StreamYard, so if you guys know anything about that, let me know. Can you guys hear this now or no? I'm listening to it right now. You guys probably can't hear it, but Yeah, I used to use OBS Solicit. Yeah, if you guys can hear it, let me know. I don't think you can, but I'm listening to the presser right now, so. I'll throw up the captions, I guess, so you guys can see that at least. But yeah, if YouTube kicks me off, you guys can hear it, then I'll play it. But I haven't been able to figure that out yet. But I'll just play it. If YouTube kicks me off, whatever, so be it. But if you guys can hear that, please let me know. But yeah, guys. Again, keep commenting. I'll answer your questions, whatever. I'll pull them up. But yeah, if you guys, like I said, if you guys can hear that, please let me know. Someone who's listening. Nope, still can't. What's the name of the app stream? Yeah, so I'm using StreamYard. I'm streaming it to YouTube, and then I have Brave pulled up, the Brave browser pulled up for this. But yeah, I can't figure that out, man. I can't figure it out. It's crazy. I'll have to figure, like, computer guy, maybe he can help me with it. But yeah, that's the presser. Like you guys said, Franklin definitely looks devastated. Aller looks like he's about ready to cry. He usually does. Singleton looks pretty disappointed too. But yeah, so I'm gonna watch that, even though it's like pulling teeth. But yeah, so again, if you guys keep commenting, I'll answer. But otherwise, I could probably hop off. Going on to almost 2.5 hours now. Okay, let me look and see. I build PCs. Oh, nice. Okay, Alyssa. Yeah, thanks, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah, if you could help me figure that out, that'd be great. But like I said, I've been trying to get the sound to play, like a video to play to sound, so you guys can hear it. I just can't figure that out. I don't know why. I don't know what exactly you have to do. Yeah, I don't know, man. Freaking technology, I'll tell you what. Sound. Can you guys maybe hear it now? I don't know. I don't know if you guys can hear it now. Maybe not. But I will sit here and watch this with you guys if you guys can hear it. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Again, for those of you who are tuning in, we keep getting like more viewers and stuff. Can you hear the video playing right now? Can you hear it? Yeah. That's weird, man. Like the fact that it's quiet. That's strange. That's so strange. Is it any louder now? Huh. All right. I don't know, but I'll pause that up. I'll figure that out at some point. Thanks, Illicit. Anyway, Illicit. If you figure it out, just throw it in the comments. If I close the live stream, just throw it in the comments, and I'll try whatever you tell me. But yeah, I'll get it figured out. But that's technology, man. Like they make it harder than it needs to be. But all I'm trying to do is just like to play that video, you guys just to hear it like I do, and I can't figure that out. Like yeah. All right, thanks, Illicit. But yeah, for those, if you guys have any more comments, throw them in. But otherwise, I'm probably gonna hop off. Like I said, going on 2.5 hours here. But at some point, I'd like to do a daily show, like 1 to 3 hours, literally. I'll have guests, have a co-host, everything that would come with a show like that. But yeah, so that's where I want to be eventually. So thank you guys for your support. Please share with your friends, family. Yeah. Just support the show. We got to 500 subscribers. Thank you all for doing that. Took us a while. We'll get to 1,000. And then, just going to keep growing, man. Like this podcast is going to keep growing and growing and growing. It's not going to stop. So, thank you guys for your support. Thank you all for commenting. Thank you, Illicit, everyone. Vance, Joe, all of you guys for commenting. Alex, Omid, all of you guys, thank you for commenting. We will be back. We're in the off season now. Unfortunately, it sucks, but we're in the off season now. And yeah, I'll probably do a show for the national title game. And then it'll be off season after that, guys. It'll be me and Brett, off season coverage. So that's where we're at now. But again, thank you guys for the support, for the comments. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. Yep. Thanks, Alex. Yeah. Lost, but we will be back probably this week and we'll let you guys know the schedule going into the off season too. Again, thank you guys. I really, really appreciate the support, the comments, you guys tuning in, subscribing. Thank you. I appreciate that. But until next time, guys, have a good night and take care.